the Beverly Taylor Sorensen College of Education and Human Development. The College of Engineering and Computational Sciences. The College of Health Sciences. The College of Humanities and Social Sciences. The College of Performing and Visual Arts. the Walter Maxwell Gibson College of Sciences. Thank you. Everyone may now be seated. Southern Utah University is honored to have you be a part of our 123rd annual commencement activities. The university is proud to host a number of special guests for today's program. Please stand as your name is read and remain standing. Those seated on the platform today include our distinguished honorees, Eric Levitt, and our keynote speaker, the Honorable Condoleezza Rice. Representing the state of Utah, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson. From the Utah State Legislature, Senator Evan Vickers and Representative Rex Shipp. From the Utah Board of Higher Education, Vice Chair Nina Barnes. Representing the Commissioner of Higher Education, Juliet Tennert. Southern Utah University Interim President Mindy Benson. From the SUU Board of Trustees, Chair Rich Christensen, Vice Chair Jody Hart Wilson, and Trustees Beverly Burgess, Marilee Eyre, Newman Conte, Mindy K. Larson, Sidney Nacken, Eric Schmutz, and Michael Wankier. Representing the Paiute Indian Tribe of Utah, Xavier Garcia. We're also privileged to host today SUU President Emeritus Dr. Stephen D. Benyon and former President Scott L. Wyatt. Today's marshal who led the procession with the SUU mace is Rhea Gubler, Department Chair and Associate Professor of Family Life and Human Development. Next, administrative officers of the university on the dais today, President's Council members Dr. John Anderson, Dan Camp, Debbie Coram, Marvin Dodge, Stuart Jones, Maureen Redeker, Raina Reeves, Danica Suberbell, and Dr. Jared Tippett. The 2022 valedictorian, Grayson Chamberlain. Also participating in the program today will be student speaker Laurel Buxton. We welcome the deans of each college, Dr. Jean Boreen, Dr. Jim Brandt, Dr. Sean Christiansen, Dr. Frank Hall, Shauna Mendini, Dr. Mary Pearson, Dr. Camille Thomas, and Heather Ogden, Dean of Students. We also welcome Brennan Wood, President of Southwest Technical College. The names of additional board members may be found on page 13 in your program. Please join in welcoming all of our distinguished guests to SUU's 123rd commencement ceremony. At this time, we ask everyone to arise. The posting of our colors will be completed by the SUU Army ROTC, and then the national anthem will be performed by Nathan Myers, a musical theater major from St. George, Utah.
Mark time, march, left, group, halt, left, face. Present, arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ready, step. Ready, face. Post the colors. Center, face. One step backward, march. Left, face. Forward, arch. Left. 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 Left.
Thank you. Please be seated. Today's processional music, Pomp and Circumstance, by Edward Elgar, was performed by the SUU Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Xuin Soon. Now, please welcome to the podium Mindy Benson, Interim President of Southern Utah University, who will preside over these commencement exercises.
Good morning. It is quite a sight to see all of you and your smiling faces. I've been crying all morning, and I was fine until I saw a graduate crying, and then you may be in for a show today. Welcome, honored guests, faculty, staff, parents, spouses, children, relatives, friends, and especially you, the members of our 123rd graduating class of Southern Utah University. A special thank you to Dr. Xuin Soon and the Southern Utah University Symphony Orchestra for the beautiful processional music, and Nathan for the national anthem. I wish to recognize the land acknowledgement statement we put in place with the Paiute Indian Tribe of Utah Tribal Council. It was launched in March as part of the celebration of our 125th anniversary. Special thanks to the collaborative committee that did the work on this, and Danica Suberbill and Xavier Garcia for their great work. The full land acknowledgement statement is printed in your commencement program. SUU wishes to acknowledge and honor the Indigenous communities of this region as original possessors, stewards, and inhabitants of this Tuvip land, and recognize that the university is situated on the traditional homelands of the Nungwu, Southern Paiute people. We are thrilled to recognize you, 2,309 candidates for graduation, 601 master's degrees, 1,504 bachelor's degrees, and 204 associate's degrees. Our 123rd graduating class includes students from 39 countries, 1 U.S. territory, and 42 U.S. states. The average age is 27, but our youngest graduate is 16, the oldest 67, and there are 75 married couples graduating together today. It is now my pleasure to introduce our university's valedictorian, Grayson Emerald Chamberlain. Grayson, will you please stand? Grayson Chamberlain is originally from St. George, Utah. He finished school in December with a perfect 4.0 grade point average, and is walking today with a bachelor's degree in finance from the Dixie L. Levitt School of Business. He credits his faculty members for helping him succeed inside and outside the classroom. Due to his success, Grayson earned a spot in the prestigious leadership program at Zions Bank in Salt Lake City, and on completion of this program, he will pursue a career in corporate banking. Grayson enjoys watching sports, hiking, and investing money. I bet he has plenty to do that with, as he and his wife, Lexi, are both graduating today. Congratulations, Grayson. Many people have dedicated their lives to Southern Utah University and your success here today. This is an outstanding university with exceptional people. I want to recognize President Wyatt on the platform. He was your president through your time here, and I think he deserves a round of applause. He built an extraordinary foundation for SUU, and we recognize him and commend him for his dedicated service. We miss him, and we're grateful to have he and Kathy back on campus today. I would be remiss if I didn't also recognize our remarkable faculty and staff who have made your journey possible for you. The faculty and staff at Southern Utah University work tirelessly to ensure the student experience is transformative. This university is a place that puts your success first. We hosted a commencement dinner last night and recognized 18 of our distinguished faculty and staff. You can find their pictures and a biographical sketch of each one in your programs. Sometime today, will you please take a good look at these wonderful people and thank them for all they've done, the staff and faculty here who are a part of your amazing SUU journey. Would all of the Southern Utah University faculty and staff present here today please stand and receive our appreciation. Class of 2022, I hope you will always remember the joy, pride, and relief you are feeling today. But you didn't get here alone. You were supported and encouraged by caring family, friends, students, faculty, and staff. Graduates, would you please stand with me and publicly express your gratitude to the people here who helped to get you here today. Thank you. It takes all of us to get it done, right? You, class of 2022, are graduating at a historic time in our history as we commemorate the 125th anniversary of SUU this year. I recently received a message from a friend, an alumnus, Peter, who lives in England. He had watched the broadcast celebrating our 125th anniversary, which recounted the story of our founding. He wrote, "Our founding always resonated with me. As a student assignment in 1989, yes, I know that was a while ago, it's fine. A group of us made a much more primitive video version of the story, and it became embedded in my own values. Now, in case you don't know this story, let me recount it for you. SUU was founded in 1897. Just 2 months after the first classes began, the Utah Attorney General informed Cedar City that they would need to construct a new building for the school by the following September or lose the school entirely to another community. So in early January 1898, a small group of intrepid townsmen braved freezing temperatures and deep winter snow in horse and wagon to retrieve lumber 35 miles away near current-day Bryan Head. Throughout the long winter, wet spring, and hot summer, there were many more trips back up the mountain to cut trees and saw lumber for the new building. With an entire community rallying to build bricks and donate labor and goods, the building, now known as Old Main, was completed in time to preserve the school in our community. Now, if you don't know that story by now, you have not been paying attention, but may I suggest you watch Back Up the Mountain, available to view on our website. There will be a quiz. After all, it's our 125th anniversary. Peter concluded his message to me by saying, "I live thousands of miles away from SUU in England, but I still find myself heading back up the mountain." He concluded and said, "Thank you, Cedar City and SUU, for creating such a powerful foundation for so many lives." Now you, my friends, this class, are already doing this. Let me share with you some of the ways I saw all of you, this class, go back up the mountain. Recall back 4 years ago as freshmen, many of you participated in our bell tower tradition, where you walked from west to east under the tower. And no sooner did you begin the walk when a torrential downpour drenched all of you and all of us. But you just kept walking through the bell tower. And that wasn't the only experience with rain for some of you. No, last summer Cedar City was hit with 2 storms of biblical proportions, and some of you were flooded, and others of you volunteered for days to help our community in need. And to top it all off, no graduating class in over 100 years can boast that they attended not 1 but 2 years of college during a worldwide pandemic. That is unprecedented. You did it and you're here. Some may dwell on what was lost during your college experience, but I hope you will focus on what was gained from these experiences. You see, unprecedented times provide unprecedented lessons. Because of your most unusual college experience, you've learned how to better cope with uncertainty and change. You've learned you're not in control as much as you may have thought. And for those of us who are control freaks, that's a tough lesson to learn. You've gained clarity about what is truly important to you. When I think about this, I think about Newman Conte, your student body president the past 2 years. He and many of you in this audience have not been able to see your family, and he hasn't been able to see his family in Mali, West Africa for 2.5 years. He will forever cherish each moment he spends with his family, and I suspect you will as well. And you've learned that you are so much stronger and resilient than you ever knew. Because of the many times you went back up the mountain during your college career, you are even better prepared for what's coming next. Real life. We're here. It's time. Life is a continual series of mountains, and you can either choose to leave your comfort zone, venture forth, and dare and risk, or you can choose to play it safe, to bypass the mountains, to avoid the adventure, the risk, and as much discomfort as possible. At other times, you may be bold and daring, then make a mistake and fall down, or suffer a defeat and quickly return to the safety of your comfort zone. I had an experience when I was your same age. I had the audacity to run for activities vice president in student government, and I thought the position was mine. I loved organizing events and activities, so it seemed like the perfect fit, except for one important detail. I lost. I lost the election. I put on a brave face, but it hurt, and I felt like a failure. And I immediately ran back to the cozy confines of my comfort zone and avoided the risk of putting myself out there publicly. Please don't do that. Learn from me. With the perspective of time, I realized I'd survived the ordeal just fine. I gained valuable wisdom and resilience from the experience, and I once again determined to be brave and go back up the mountain. And guess what? It turned out pretty well. In her book, Daring Greatly, Dr. Brené Brown said, "We need to cultivate the courage to be uncomfortable and to accept discomfort as a part of growth. You can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you cannot have both." Students, graduates, as you face your personal mountains in the months and years ahead, challenge them head on. Have the courage to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Persevere despite obstacles and do something uncomfortable every day. Risk making mistakes. Fall down and keep getting back up. Enjoy the journey and the struggle going back up the mountain. That's where your growth is. And don't forget to savor the view from the mountaintop. It will make it all worth the struggle. Always remember there are many people cheering for you and wanting to help you make it to the top, including all of us, your Thunderbird family. May you continue to go back up the mountain in your lives as you conquer the world. Go back up the mountain for your alma mater, SUU, for your family, your careers, your future self, or what may lie ahead, whether it be in England, the DR Congo, Europe, in the US, or Iron County. I conclude with the final message of our founder's story. The character of our founders lives on in every plank, every brick, every student, in each of us. We will never forget their sacrifice. We must continue to choose to do the hard things, and if necessary, go back up the mountain. Thank you. We will now hear a musical selection, Climb Every Mountain. See how we did that? By Rodgers and Hammerstein, performed by the Southern Utah University Choirs, conducted by Michael DeRazio, directed by Crystal McCoy, and accompanied by Tracy Bradshaw. This song has special meaning for us at Southern Utah University. It symbolizes our founders' grit, determination, and sacrifice to go up the mountain in the middle of winter to bring down lumber in order to build Old Main. And they scarcely could have imagined all 2,309 of you graduates today. Please enjoy our choir. Thank you, choir. That was beautiful and inspirational. The class of 2022 will be represented by Laurel Buxton. Laurel is from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. She is graduating with honors and a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies in Theater, Psychology, and Nutrition. In her time at SUU, she has served as Artistic Director of Second Studio and the Grace A. Center Scholar. After graduation, she plans on pursuing a master's in dietetics and continuing her research to support artists' health and well-being on and off the stage. Please welcome Laurel.
This is the kind of school I raised you to attend. I stand in the kitchen alongside my parents and officially give my yes to Southern Utah University, by which I mean I pay my enrollment deposit. But my mom's words echo through the quiet house, stretching into the 4 years that lie ahead, 4 years that will show me time and time again that she's right. A few months after I chose to attend SUU, I took my first note in college. It's a simple statement. We are all ultimately writers. Looking back, maybe writers isn't the right word. Storytellers. We are all ultimately storytellers. We exist in a world that does not need to be known, but we, the curious, do. It's why we go to school. Our disciplines, whether they are from the world of business, visual arts, education, or any of the other 140+ programs here at SUU, they help us to see the world profoundly. In turn, we've shared this information through reports, performances, lesson plans, or whatever your discipline asked of you. This pursuit of understanding led us here, and it will lead us out into the world as graduates. Now, when the class of 2022 walked under the bell tower in 2018, we did so midst a remarkable summer storm. A torrential downpour, hail, thunder, lightning, wind, you name it. But the band played on, our parents cheered, and we watched the most transformative years of our lives come into view. It was a grand entrance, to say the least. The journey we've taken over the last 4 years has not fallen short of that. The world has changed dramatically from the time we first walked under the bell tower to now. We are graduating in unprecedented times that have changed our lives on a global and individual scale. Yet here we are, persisting. We are living the hero's journey. Now, we've often heard of this trope, but I don't think many of us expected it to be our reality. As we journey, we find it's not all shiny armor, ferocious dragons, and beautiful princesses. It's messy, complex, and never quite what we imagined. For some of us, attending SUU meant moving far from home, and for others, it meant rediscovering their home here. 4 years ago, many of us were strangers, and now we are the reason why we can call this place home. Look around you. Can you imagine your life, who you would be without these people? What would your story be without them? I didn't know how to answer these questions until my story took a dramatic turn, as many of ours did in 2020. That September, I began experiencing pain in my right arm, and it started as nearly nothing. But by the end of October, I couldn't lift my arm or even feel my fingers by the end of the day. An MRI and a solemn doctor's appointment would deliver life-changing news. I had cancer. The official diagnosis would downgrade cancer from a big C to a little c, so no chemo, no radiation, just surgery. It's a happy ending, right? It's a difficult one to come by, but yes. However, as we all know, stories aren't about the destination, they're about the journey. In those weeks leading up to my official diagnosis, I lost more mobility in my arm. For 4 weeks, I waited. It was just me and my mom and my tumor in my little apartment here in Cedar City. And those 4 weeks were the longest of my life. But it was in this limbo that I found my life motto. You are allowed to be scared, but you are always capable. Some might say this means you dig in your heels and push through no matter your circumstances. That's not true. It means that when we are caught in the chaos of our world falling apart, we do not have to push through as if nothing is happening. It means that we are capable of asking for help, of being vulnerable. It was through acting upon this realization that I found the courage to ask for help. And in response, support poured in from the community I had found here at SUU. Here I sat, 1,000 miles from home, and I found myself in the midst of another one. You know what we did when I received the date of my surgery? We went back up the mountain. We drove up the canyon, past the sea, until we were overlooking Kolob Terrace. And standing on the summit, looking out at Zion National Park in the distance, Cedar City stretched out in the valley behind me, I recalled my mom's words from that night in the kitchen just a few years ago. This is the kind of school I raised you to attend. What my mom said all those years ago is not necessarily about the buildings on campus. It's about what they contain. Southern Utah University is home to a tight-knit, welcoming, and empowering community, one with a sense of meaning that pulls us beyond ourselves to never cease learning or sharing our stories. And as a freshman, I thought we'd tell stories because we've been there. We've conquered the mountain, we've slayed the dragon. But we don't tell stories because we know everything. We tell stories because we know so little, and we are desperate to understand and to learn. We share those stories because they bring us together, allowing us to form connections no matter where we come from or where we are going. In turn, we become one another's companions for the journey. As this community parts ways today, know that your journey is just barely beginning. Yet look at how far we have already come. The past 4 years have contained some of the worst and best moments of our lives so far. Despite the trials and challenges that have been thrown our way time and time again, we have created a community that is nothing short of exceptional. We have stood together with resilience and will continue to do so long after graduation. What we have found won't disappear. We have transformed from a group of strangers who walked under the bell tower in pouring rain to fundamental figures in one another's lives. This community will always be here for you. As we leave here today, we step into the next chapter of our stories, knowing that we may sometimes be scared, but because of the knowledge and community we have gained, and because of the people we have become, we are always, always capable. Congratulations, class of 2022. Your journey is just getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurel, for that inspiring message, and I wish that you could all see her boots. They are on point. In public recognition of distinctive contributions, Southern Utah University confers honorary doctorate degrees upon those individuals who have been recommended by the Southern Utah University Board of Trustees under authorization of the Utah Board of Higher Education. Today we have two individuals, the Honorable Secretary Condoleezza Rice and Eric O. Levitt.
Eric Okerlund Levitt, as a member and chair of the Board of Trustees from 2011 to 2019, greatly added to the cachet of the university and, moreover, forever enriched the lives of its students. He has been instrumental in a great many institutional advancements, such as the Beverly Taylor Sorensen Center for the Arts and the Center for Hope, as well as many other campus refinements, including athletics. He's also been an important figure in the significant rise in SUU enrollment and retention. As a leader in many aspects of the life of our state, he has made a distinct difference in the quality of our lives and today serves as an expansive public leading the Levitt Group, a national leader in insurance services. Today we present him with the university's honorary doctorate in public service. Joining Interim President Benson in the presentation of the degree are SUU trustees Beverly Burgess and Michael Wenkier and Vice President Stuart Jones. Our next honorary degree recipient and keynote speaker for the 2022 commencement is Secretary Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza Rice Condoleezza Rice is director of the esteemed Hoover Institution and senior fellow on public policy. She's a founding partner of Rice, Hadley, Gates, and Manuel, LLC, an international strategic consulting firm. She served as the 66th Secretary of State and as President George W. Bush's National Security Advisor, and was a member of President George H.W. Bush's National Security Council staff. A former provost of Stanford University, she's been on the Stanford faculty since 1981. For her wide-ranging contributions to the quality of the day, Southern Utah University confers upon Condoleezza Rice the degree of Doctor of Public Administration honoris causa. Joining Interim President Benson in the presentation of the degree are SUU Trustees Chair Rich Christensen and Vice Chair Jody Hart Wilson and Vice President Jared Tippett.
Please welcome our 2022 commencement speaker and the newest member of Thunderbird Nation, the 66th U.S. Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice.
Good morning, good morning. May God bless you today and in all the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Rice. We are honored you would be with us today to celebrate our students' great accomplishments. Thank you for your tremendous contributions to our country. Secretary Rice's historic visit to SUU is only made possible with the help and connection of another member of our Thunderbird family, Secretary Michael O. Levitt, an esteemed alumnus of Southern Utah University. We offer our congratulations and thank you to Eric Levitt for your remarkable life of service to SUU. We offer each of you a warm welcome to the Thunderbird family as honorary doctoral recipients. You can learn more about our honorary degree recipients by visiting our graduation website. And now I invite Dr. John Anderson, newly back from surgery yesterday. He wanted to be here with you today, SUU's Chief Academic Officer, to the podium to make your graduation official.
Thank you, President Benson. And now, graduates, the time that you have worked and waited for. The Utah Board of Higher Education has authorized Associate of Arts, Associate of Pre-Engineering, Associate of Science, and Associate of Applied Science degrees, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Science degrees, as well as master's degrees in accountancy, athletic training, arts administration, business administration, business analytics, cybersecurity and information assurance, education, fine arts, interdisciplinary studies, music education, music technology, professional communication, public administration, and sports conditioning and performance at Southern Utah University. It is now our time to recognize you, the graduates. Would the candidates for graduation with associate degrees please stand and be recognized? Upon fulfilling all of the requirements for the associate degree, you have earned the recommendation of the faculty that you be graduated. By virtue of the authority delegated by the Utah Board of Higher Education, I confer upon you the appropriate associate degree in your field. You may be seated. Would the candidates for graduation with bachelor's degrees please rise? Upon fulfilling all of the requirements for your bachelor's degree, you have the recommendation of the faculty that you be graduated. By virtue of the authority delegated by the Utah Board of Higher Education, I confer upon you the appropriate bachelor's degree in your field of study. Congratulations. You may be seated. Would the candidates for graduation with master's degrees please rise? Upon fulfilling all of the requirements for the master's degree, you have the recommendation of the faculty that you be graduated and your degree conferred. By virtue of the authority delegated by the Utah Board of Higher Education, I confer upon you the appropriate master's degree in your field of study. Congratulations. You may be seated. Well, T-Bird Nation, please join me in giving all of the graduates one more round of applause.
You are official. You will receive your degree and your convocations later today. At this time, I would like to extend to all the graduates our sincere congratulations. And here's the fun part. I now invite our alumni president to the podium, Mindy K. Larson, alumni president, class of 1998, to welcome you to the ranks of SUU alumni.
Hello, Thunderbird Nation. I am the other, way less important Mindy. But as a graduate of the communications department, a former T-Bird basketball player, and now a proud member and current president of the National Alumni Council, it is my distinct honor to congratulate and welcome you across the finish line into a group of over 60,000 alumni. Yes, congratulations. You have already received your alumni card at the grad fair, and as we make your enrollment official today, I speak on behalf of all alumni when I say the pride we feel for the class of 2022 is profound. Thunderbirds all over the world are eager to have you join us. But today, we just want to make sure you understand a few conditions of membership. So, we have spent years on this campus donning our best Thunderbird red every Friday, encouraging T-Bird victories with Grammy-worthy renditions of the SUU fight song, becoming a true T-Bird at midnight during homecoming, and honoring the campus elite at the annual Thunderbird Awards. Quick sidebar here, I hope all of you were awarded for these endeavors with the Tradition Keeper. And if you know, you know, and if you don't, you should ask somebody and I'll be around all day. But I digress. During all of these experiences, did you ever wonder what in the world is an actual Thunderbird? I'm gonna break it down for you real quickly in a fast last college lecture. So, the Thunderbird is a legendary creature who is said to create thunder by flapping its wings and lightning by flashing its eyes. Some cultures glorify the T-Bird because it was able to rise above the earth and rule the skies. Others celebrated the bird because of his ability to control storms. But regardless of which mythology you read, everyone agrees the Thunderbird is a representation of power and strength. So for all you Tom Holland fans out there, we all know what Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker: with great power comes great responsibility. You are leaving campus today and embarking on a powerful role for SUU and taking on great responsibility. But the leaders of the university and community have taught you well, and you are already soaring to the moment. Like Mindy mentioned, this summer when Cedar fell into a state of emergency due to the flooding, Thunderbirds everywhere rose to the occasion. You filled sandbags, you shared your apartments and your dorm rooms, you donated what you could to those in need. You took on the responsibility to serve this community beautifully, because T-Birds ascend. So thank you very much. The best way that you can rise to the occasion as alumni is to use your thunder and be a loud voice. Make sure people know that associating with SUU means being part of a campus that was awarded almost $1 million to expand the work they are doing to provide pre-employment transition services to students with disabilities. Tell your network that the Southern Utah Museum of Art brings the works of world-renowned artists like Andy Warhol right here to C-Town. There was Warhol art in the 84720. And speaking of Thunderbirds ruling the sky, share that the aviation program is the highest altitude university flight school in the country, and it runs the largest university-owned helicopter training fleet in the world. We rule the skies. Shout from the mountain that if someone needs a school putting its students' mental health first, look no further than the creation of SUU's new on-campus health clinic that will be increasing free access to counseling and psychological services for all students. Make sure people know you earned a degree that included real-world experiences and activity in social issues like childcare, animal preservation, and feeding the homeless and food insecure. That during your time here, this degree demanded that you make an impact, a legacy all of us continue. Become T-Bird influencers and post those TikToks of SUU's outdoor campus and all your adventures. Let people know there's a place where students are empowered to explore, engage, and experience the outdoors in the most beautiful place on earth, complete with Thunderbird Red Rocks. It does not get any better. There is so much to be proud of as the alumni of this place, especially the fact that we all elevate every time SUU calls upon us to do so. Like I said, the alumni are thrilled to have you join the flock. So my most exciting job today is to make it official and tell you that it is about time to get loud and make it thunder in here. But let's do a quick tassel check, because you don't want to miss out on your diploma because you had your tassel wrong. So everybody make sure that tassel is on the right. And when it's time, we're going to move it over to the left, and then we're going to celebrate. Everybody have it? All right. Class of 2022, please rise to the occasion and stand. On the count of 3, move your tassel over. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates, and welcome to the family. You may be seated. Celebrate that moment all day long. Graduates, please know that your friends at Southern Utah, hello, good morning. That your friends at Southern Utah University have a great love for you. We look forward to rejoicing in your successes and are waiting at the top of the mountain for you. We wish you the very best in life, and we will be right here every step of the way, cheering you on. Thank you to all who participated in these exercises. Steve Meredith, our announcer, and special thanks to many, many people who make this commencement possible. From the Commencement Committee, the Alumni Office, and the team behind these ceremonies, to the facilities team and hundreds in between. Everybody plays a role in making this event happen. Thank you all. This morning's ceremony officially stands adjourned. Thank you and congratulations.
Please stand and remain at your seats as the platform guests recess from the event center. We invite all of you to join us for a celebration beginning right now on the library quad, located outside just to the south and east of this building. Enjoy free refreshments, mingle with family, friends, faculty, and take photos. Again, everyone is invited to the reception in the library quad. Thank you all for coming today, and please bring your programs back with you to the convocation meetings later today. Those meeting times are found on page 4 of your program. In addition, the commencement program can be found online at www.suu.edu/graduation. One last reminder, we do have a designated lost and found area for today's meetings. Please turn in any items you might find or go to inquire about any item you may have misplaced at room 227, located in the hallway outside of this arena. Again, the lost and found area is in room 227. The bookstore is open this morning for anyone looking for an SUU souvenir. Also, many of the buildings on campus are open and available for students to show their families where they attended class. The College of Performing and Visual Arts degree convocation will begin in this arena at 11 a.m. Thank you.